Good evening, everyone. I am Zach Librizzi. Most of you know who I am, for I've been standing up at the same podium for many years now, giving you all a glimpse of my life with diabetes and how I've grown over the years with this disease. A diabetic life is all I've been accustomed to, for I was diagnosed as an infant at only 10 months old. I've always managed my diabetes to the best of my abilities, always getting commended by my Johnson doctors for my great diabetic care and exceptional A1C. For those who don't know what A1C is, it's a blood test that calculates a person's average blood glucose level over the span of a few months. The reason I share that with you is because I've worked extremely hard to maintain a decent level that correlates with that of a normal person. My whole childhood, till the end of last year, I've been placed in a community where everyone knew my story and accepted me for who I am and with this disease and all it entails. In my previous speeches, I never talked about how this disease has gotten the better of me, and I've never shared personal struggles that I've had with this disease. As I was preparing this year's speech, I reflected on everything I went through over this year, and I came to realize how much I have truly matured. I now realize that it's important for me to share how this disease isn't a piece of cake, which I'd have to carve for, that even the most experienced diabetics can let this disease get the best of them. As many of you know, I recently finished my freshman year of college, where I was placed in a community that was no longer sheltered and where nobody knew my story. I always talk about how I persevere through all my diabetic challenges, but I was never faced with a challenge that made me pause and reflect about how fortunate I have been to have had people around me that are so understanding of my disease. This year was a very difficult transition for me from high school to college life. For the first time, I didn't follow the advice I always share with you guys in my previous speeches. Diabetes did in fact get the better of me over this past year. When I started college in August of last year, like most kids, I was nervous. I was nervous for college level classes, nervous for making friends, nervous for fitting in, nervous about playing college lacrosse, and nervous for success. And with nerves comes stress, lots of stress, which affected my blood sugar levels. Academically, I was doing great. I made friends quicker than I expected, and just when I thought college was great, I was struck with something that changed everything for me. One day, my roommates and I were in the cafe eating dinner. Like always, I had to test my glucose and count my carbs for the meal. Just as I was pricking my finger, a kid from across the room was antagonizing me, saying very offensive comments in front of many for a disease that I cannot change. I stopped and just looked at him in disbelief and disgust. The fact that somebody could be so ignorant about a disease, about another person's way of life, without even knowing his story or even taking the time to learn it, blew me away. I wanted to kick his ass, and for the first time in my entire life, I was ashamed and embarrassed to have this disease. Looking back, the fact that I felt embarrassed is not who I am. It's not how I was raised with this disease. This incident made it my mission to educate those who are not aware of this disease and to end the stigma until there is a cure. As far as me not allowing this disease to define me, in just 1 month I will be taking a huge step forward with my life as I am moving to North Carolina to continue my lacrosse career at Methodist University and study criminal justice, as I want to be a state trooper and follow in my father's footsteps of helping others. That whole incident opened my eyes to the seriousness of bullying. And just because it happened to me in college doesn't mean there are not younger kids going through this at a much younger age. My biggest fear is for you, Ava, to endure the same harsh treatment. Although I try to protect you from everything, I know that I can't. But I, and all of you here tonight, can change the way others see type 1 diabetes, and most importantly, help find a cure. As far as Ava goes, Ava, if you have learned anything from me, please always stay true to yourself, and even though this will sound weird to most of you, be proud of this disease, because it makes you the person you are today. This disease does not define you, you define it. I am extremely proud of you and all you've done with this disease, and I am proud to be your brother. Ava, for you to be thrown into this disease at just 12 years old, you have handled this disease with such grace, and this has made me one proud brother, and makes it even harder to leave you for college. I need a cure, not for myself, but for the children diagnosed with this disease, and most importantly, my sister. Thank you all again for coming tonight and donating to this cause.